It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Kyle.
There is a note. That's what I should have looked for. Okay. First, Steve.
Yep.
Wordy. All you have to do is plan out one iota of your spacing, and you don't have to go to the back. Look, my apologies to the Redwood. I had to suffer so Cody could have triple spacing. Dear Pig.
And Steve.
I regret to inform you, Mr. Father, it's been quite some time.
You did not need to tell me that, because I knew by looking at it. Because it looks like garbage.
I'm so sorry.
Of all days, you come to me today, the day of my daughter's wedding.
Please, sir, I'm open.
Now I must leave. Arrivederci.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Oh, looks like we need a little role reversal today. We've got one half of the show is real down in the dumps today. Still recovering, I guess I could say. It's been 6 days since the BHDA.
Big hoopla down in Arizona.
It's okay, Steve. You don't even have to acknowledge it. I know.
So,
and you are.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the first week of my month of mourning.
Of the 5 stages of grief, which one are you on?
It's denial, anger.
Yeah, 5 stages of grief in order.
No, it's like DABDA. Denial,
anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. So day 6. If you could run us through
denial
for anybody who doesn't know.
100% denial.
Haven't left stage 1 then.
Yeah.
For anybody who's not familiar, Philadelphia Steve.
Yeah.
Sang in the tune of Philadelphia Freedom, as we all.
Philadelphia
Steven. Right?
I kind of like just cutting it off at Steve. Leaving everybody hanging for that.
Yeah, the real whitest guy version of it.
That last syllable.
Just forgetting any rhythm and assuming it sounds good.
Philadelphia Steve.
Well, hey, we have done an incredible mock-up with Who Are You by... That's the Who, right?
That is the Who, yeah.
Before I sound silly.
Yeah. Yeah, in case you haven't heard that. Yes. Jew. Yes.
That is the theme song for our friend of the show, Jewish correspondent Brian Krause.
Yep.
Who maybe we'll have to get on here soon to talk about, I believe it's Rumspringa time again.
Don't know how accurate that is.
But maybe in the next week I can throw together, for any time we're going to talk about back home Steve, early days Steve, or Eagles fan Steve.
Right, die hard.
We could play Philadelphia Steve.
I'd like that.
To break in.
It would put a smile on my face, something that hasn't happened in 6 days now.
So you are no doubt, you said you're still in denial. Stage 1. So this is shaping up to be an all-timer in terms of length of stages of grief.
It's going to be a long year.
The fact that you haven't gotten to anger yet, because I would argue Brother Mike went from denial to anger within minutes.
I don't even know if he is still alive. I have not heard from him.
I do know how. And you know how I know that? I got an email early this morning wanting me to buy a steak and a racehorse from Brother Mike.
Seriously? What's a steak and a racehorse cost? Like $100?
It depends on the horse. So you're basing it on pedigree.
Okay.
So, like, are you buying, one of the spawn of a Triple Crown winner, which is why he emailed me this to.
It was like Secretariat or something.
And listen, I'm no chump, Steve. Okay, I'm not an idiot.
No, of course not.
So I immediately signed up and clicked I'm interested.
Can you give me a ballpark figure of what this is going to run you.
Based on, and I don't know, I didn't read any details because I was so excited that I just clicked sign up and I'm interested.
Yeah, entered your credit card info.
Yeah, so just to be clear, the shares are not currently available. I'm assuming this will come from some type of lottery or pool situation.
Right.
And apologies in advance because we digress from what we were talking about, which is Steve being...
I'll go back to being
Steve
depressed.
Being sad.
Yeah.
And...
Right now, I'm all in on this racehorse thing.
So I received an email this morning before the sun was up. I just indicated interest for the son of American Pharaoh. Let's buy a racehorse together. I have another who is running at Gulfstream today.
Wait, this is like a personal email from my brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So
you can get...
So he wants you and him...
Yeah.
Are going to go in on a racehorse together.
Yep.
50-50?
Well, you don't buy the full racehorse. Now these horses that you buy stakes in or shares are $1 million horses, right? So you hear about all of the, when very successful racehorses get retired or put out to stud, they charge not dwindling returns, but the first session of breeding, however long they do it, weeks or however many cases, they charge X amount of dollars per time.
Okay.
So you might be paying for American Pharaoh, who was a Triple Crown winner and was put out to stud for that first round of breeding, maybe $750,000 or $1 million for that first session. And I don't know, sorry, apologies in advance, not fully up to snuff on horse semen. Maybe it starts getting dwindling returns.
I don't know. I'm not sure either.
Yeah.
So
you buy shares.
So I'm assuming you're in for low to mid six figures.
You are way overshooting what I am considering here.
I guess if you're counting the decimal point.
Yeah, now we're talking. I mean, early shares for this, and this is, again, just click indicating interest. So they're not even available yet. Yeah. For the Colt of American Pharaoh.
Okay.
$71 per share.
Oh, that's nothing.
But the one above it is the daughter of Justify. I'm sorry, it's the daughter of Training Champion Justify, which is another fantastic racehorse. That's at $202 per share. I don't know the market on how they determine these, or if it's based on early success on a track.
Yeah.
Maybe not in actual competitive racing, but based on what they see time-wise, whatever. But I am in. The second this becomes open, I'm willing to say I will be buying multiple shares in this Colt.
You heard it here first, folks.
I need a reason.
Kyle's spending at least a couple $100.
I need a reason.
On a horse, on a racer. Now, what does that get you? If they go on to win something, if they're a Triple Crown winner 10 years from now or 4 years, I don't know how.
The 3-year-olds are the ones that run the big races.
Okay. What do you get because of that? So, do you get to go to the winner's circle? Yeah. Are you the one with the wreath that puts it around the horse?
Yeah.
Also, very surprised that you're in on this, considering your absolute hatred for horses.
I've made this very clear. Horses are good for racing. That's it. They are as useful as, other 1800s inventions that we used during the Civil War. They're as useful as a musket.
So
okay?
I need to know.
They're useless animals who provide nothing but expensive care, fragile bodies, and no use to anybody other than the Amish.
Will you also be buying... Because I feel like you kind of have to do these at the same time. If you're buying a stake in a racehorse, you also got to buy a couple thousand shares of Elmer's. Kind of cover both, like cover the whole gauntlet of, horse life.
It's a full circle investment.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the start of their life.
You're getting the end of their life. And maybe, I don't know who the big oat company, is it Quaker? Buy some stakes in Quaker too. You got all stages of the horse life covered. Racing,
I am trying to
oats,
find...
and their eventual death.
I am trying to find a reason, Steve, or a description of how it works.
Right. I just want to know what your investment gets you.
I have no idea. I did find the biggest question I have, can I visit my horse in the barn area?
I mean, you're an owner.
Yes. And you must be accompanied by a My Racehorse owner concierge. I don't care.
No problem.
Get out of my way, suit. I'm going to go yell at this dumb beast.
Well, you have to be wearing a suit, though. You have to have a pinstripe suit and like one of those bowler caps on, too.
Oh, man, they have digital that you can download. Certificate of authentic. Doesn't that look authentic?
Oh, yeah.
Say that I own a horse?
It says authentic
right in the center. It says authentic. So they don't mail that to you. They're making it easy for you. You just go ahead and print it.
Right.
And I can show that I am a horse owner.
Do they make a wallet-sized version, though? Because I feel like you're going to want to be able to show people all the time.
Well, here's the deal. The next
time
time
you're a horse owner.
The next time I travel,
have to carry around a plaque.
The next time I travel overseas, I'm not offering a passport or my license, and probably not even my boarding pass.
So you're going to show them your certificate of authenticity. I'm a horse owner.
Yep.
No doubt in a $6 Michaels frame that you bought.
Well, no, I'm going to go to the one place that tried to charge you like $200 to mat those 2 Prohibition era prescriptions, and I'm going to have them frame and do whatever they need to do for a couple $100 to make this thing really gussied up.
Yeah.
Now, if I do print this digital, really crappy certificate of authenticity,
you send it to me right now. I'll print it before you leave here.
But can I have Annette maybe go on the Cricut and maybe make that seal actually raised and look good?
She could do that. Yeah,
because I think that's the one you're going to lose. It's just going to look like a piece of gold paint.
So you're going to take your certificate of authenticity and put a fake raised seal on it. Don't you think that kind of
no
counteracts the certificate of authenticity?
No, because it says right on the certificate that it's authentic.
Oh, that's
so
right,
I'm just making sure everybody knows that even though it's printed from a digital PDF form, that seal is in fact real. So yeah, I'm in. Me and Brother Mike are about to be horse owners, and I don't know where him and I are traveling to first to see our horse race, whether it be next year, whenever this idiot machine starts, clicking down the dirt.
Yeah, when does a horse run for the first time?
So they start doing like pre-training during their 1-year-old phase, and when they're young and really dumb, probably because they'll start chewing on the railing, right? If you go out there too young.
Yeah.
Again, only animal in the world I can think of that needs blinders to not get distracted by literally everything. Okay? And we relied on these animals. Somehow as a civilization, as a species, we have survived with centuries relying on these idiots to get us from A to B and to do our chores for us.
Yeah.
I don't know who the first person who it was that realized that these dumb boxes of crappy meat needed something so that they could keep their focus. Kudos to you, though, because they were probably just as aggravated with these morons as I am.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I'm going to be a horse owner. It's a matter of time, and I think I'm going to start coming in here in a full suit on race days. So you know that, hey, business day, let's wrap this whole charade up because Daddy's got money to make at the track where I'm going to need to print a program because I'm not going to be going to Saratoga or wherever this horse is racing.
You're an owner. You got to be there.
Slapping my program in the hand.
Come on, 7.
Yeah.
Come on, 7.
And just constant jokes about, shipping him off if he doesn't do better.
The old glue factory.
Yep. Which I'm sure people at the horse track love those jokes. Mm-hmm. But I'm sorry, Steve. I did not mean to take away from your where were we? Denial. Which again, you're still waiting to enter anchor. I would, if I had to estimate for Brother Mike.
By the way, I'm very sad. Very sad. But let's get back to what we were talking
about. I could see. Let's turn the tone a little more somber. I apologize.
Yeah.
Brother Mike, we think, went from denial to anger within 45 seconds of that penalty flag being called in the fourth quarter. Now, let me ask you, Steve. You're a working man. You're down in the trenches, as you like to tell everybody.
Yep. Digging ditches. That's all I do.
It's Sunday. Granted, you're much different than what you were out, obviously before kids 5 years ago, where you would try to get naps in during the day. Mm-hmm. But even still, Sunday nights, 5 years ago, what time were you going to bed?
Sunday nights 5 years ago, probably somewhere between 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay. So this would have pushed you a touch outside the range then.
Yeah.
Now you're a father, 2 children, 3 if you count the Comanche.
Mm.
What time did you make it to on the BHD a day last Sunday?
I watched the entire game.
You did?
Yeah, whole game.
Is that normal for you now? Are you staying up later even as a parent?
I know that that's not normal. I wouldn't normally stay up that late.
You'd be in bed by 10.
No, but I mean, it's, once a year I can swing it
right.
to watch the Super Bowl. Now, last year I probably didn't watch the whole Super Bowl, but this year, since the Eagles were in it, got a little bit more invested, I guess.
Yeah.
Diehard.
Right.
Diehard.
Well, you're following it. So let me ask you then, Steve. Mm-hmm. The kids are in bed. Now, the way I assume this house works is because you work early, very early, you wake up. I'm assuming that you start noticing around 7:30 Annette's clock watching because she knows that in the next 60 to 90 minutes, you're going to bed. And so she gets, finally, her time where she doesn't have to, deal with you, as she's made very clear she does not want. And the children are asleep.
Yeah, I guess I don't know because typically I don't see her during that time because she has already come down here to the basement to Cricket Corner to avoid me.
So she's going to work.
Yeah.
So did she watch the big hoopla with you?
Not 1 second.
Okay. So
Evelyn did, though. Evelyn watched.
How late?
She stayed up. Normally, bedtime routine starts at 6:45, so that way we can be reading books by 7:15 at the latest. Lights out 7:30.
Wow.
I think she stayed up about an extra 45 minutes to an hour. So I don't know what. I'm not sure. That was probably somewhere in the second quarter.
Gotcha.
But she was, obviously she has no idea what's going on.
Is she asking you questions about it, like interested questions, like why? Bit. What are they doing? Why are they doing that with the ball? Whatever it may be.
Not so much that, but she wanted to know what team we were rooting for.
Yeah.
So I said we're rooting for the green team, not the red team.
You'll be happy to know Reed was rooting for both. He told us multiple times.
Good. And he must have been thrilled with the outcome.
Yeah, because Katie had told him, and this is very true, we did not care who won. Mm-hmm. We did tell him after that, though, I said, we're probably rooting for the green shirts because Mr. Mike really likes the green shirts. Mm-hmm. So he didn't catch on. He was happy for everybody involved. Good. He was the prototypical, I just want everybody to have fun.
Everyone just come out, have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. And it looks like they did.
So yeah, I mean, all that confetti at the end, they had a blast.
How would they not? For him, that's a party. Yeah. That's a step below Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. So we sent a couple of videos to my brother and to the family with Evelyn saying, "Go Eagles." Yep.
You couldn't get her to sing "Fly Eagles Fly"?
I tried. I really tried. I tried to get her to do E-A-G-L. And so I would say it. I would say E, and she would say E-A-G-G-L-L. No, actually, I would say L. She would then say Y because she got distracted and thought that we were spelling her name. So Eagles became Eaglin. But,
pretty close then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So did you... She obviously wasn't awake during what people are looking at as the call that, ended the game, realistically, which was in the fourth quarter, the defensive holding call. And we're not here to break down the minutia of everything.
Oh, we're not?
Listen, don't you dare tempt me. Okay. The Eagles' pass rush being very minimized, by the way, by that terrible field. The Sodfather retires in embarrassment. Guy should be ashamed of himself.
Have you heard the conspiracy about the Sodfather?
I know he has a ring or two from his time with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Look, just saying.
Yeah, we're Joe Roganing it here.
Yep.
We're just presenting these facts to you.
Look, I just throw the stuff out there.
Yeah.
Do what you may with it.
He might be the nicest grandfather in the world, the Sodfather. But the only image I saw of him, the first image I saw of him, which was after everything you noticed with the field, very early on, the player slipping and not being able to run. And that's noticeable for pass rushers who have to round a corner, right? Yeah. They do a real semicircle to get to the quarterback a lot. Yeah. So a lot of the times you're on that outside foot trying to pivot and cut inside. Well, you can't. You're just slipping and sliding.
Look, we've all been there.
Right.
Been there 100 times.
My height of athletic prowess, I remember having to get a hold of a township and say, hey, this infield dirt at the slow pitch softball field is not up to snuff. Mm-hmm. Bring in the new gravel. Let's get to it. Chop, chop. Mm-hmm. And they didn't. They sent me to voicemail.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. But the first image I saw of this sod father, Toma? Something Toma?
I don't know.
Old man Kansas City Chief fan, was of him wearing his own merch, top to bottom.
Really?
Talking to reporters. He wrote a book.
Oh, Jesus.
So this guy, one, I already don't like if you care about grass that much. Right. I couldn't have less in common with you than if you were rebuilding a 1988 Jeep Comanche.
Boy, that feels like it hits close to home.
I got to tell you, I don't know who I think less of in this hypothetical situation.
Right, hypothetical, of course.
No offense to either a possible offended party. Toma Sodfather or hypothetical Jeep owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, he's wearing all his own merch, talking about how, I've grown this in wherever he grew it, Texas or Oklahoma, wherever it might be.
No one cares.
They wheel it in and out. But then what they do is they wheel it all in and out to get sunlight and water it. But then they don't let it dry out. Then they slap, apparently, a couple gallons of Menards paint everywhere on it. And just say good luck and watch the players slip and slide on the grease field.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you, though, because you say you're a fan. Obviously, you are an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
But you're not a diehard. You're not a live and breathe every play.
Nope.
But you watch.
Couldn't name more than 4 people on the team.
But you're in that game. And not just in that game. The Eagles are favored in this game.
Look, if I'm going to watch a game, I'm going to be invested in it. Sure. Even if it's teams that I don't care about. Because if I'm taking the time to watch it, I care about it in some way. I have some vested interest in it.
What would be the sporting event or team that would get you not amped up? Because I don't feel like you're a guy weeks in advance getting amped up. I don't want to use that phrase. But to the point where you're reading in advance about it. Maybe it's a team, maybe it's an event, maybe it's a certain team in a certain event.
I think that it would be the Super Bowl, but it would have to be I'd have to be going to the Super Bowl, I think,
or maybe even local to it, right?
I think that puts it on a whole new level when if you're in the stadium or in the arena. When you got the swell of the crowd and the excitement and everything, it's completely different.
Well, if you still lived in the area, do you think it would have been different?
Probably, because I would have watched the game with friends and family or something, people who were into it. And I would have, you get that, that kind of contact high from it.
You just needed one less degree of separation for you to get really amped up, which I think,
pretty much,
honestly, you're probably, of the 113 million people who tuned in, you're one of the 90 million
right
in that same position.
Yeah.
But you get to the fourth quarter, you're in this game, so you're probably invested. You're
definitely.
You're paying attention.
I'm definitely paying attention.
Right.
Yeah. Just.
You get to this last call, which is, again, the defensive holding call, the first one called in the only holding call called in the entire Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the first defensive holding call called by that referee in 500 plus snaps. Hadn't called one since November, I believe.
Okay.
What is your reaction as a Eagles fan, non-diehard, watching it by yourself? Are you on the verge of waking up the kids? Does the net have to come up here and say, hey, keep it down?
No, I'm not, because without the announcers breaking it down, a penalty to me, all right, well, if they say it's a penalty, it's a penalty, because I'm sure that if you asked me the textbook definition of defensive holding, I'm sure I could say some of the words that are in the actual definition.
Right.
But there's so much nuance. It's you're grabbing, but you can't grab there. You can only grab for so long, pushing, contact, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. If a referee, to me, if they say, that's holding, I'm like, all right, whatever, that's holding. That sucks. But then the one who was the color commentator, I forget what his name is.
Greg
Olson starts talking about how terrible of a call it was and how awful of a call it was. And I'm going over to his side. I'm like, yeah, this guy's right.
Yeah, Steve, one hand is on eBay buying a Greg Olson jersey.
I don't even know who this guy is.
And on his computer with his other hand typing up defensive holding to get the definition.
Yeah. Yelling to a net at the same time. Who the hell's Greg Olson? Google him.
And find me James Bradbury's house. We're going to send him a fruit basket. Or a bag of poop. We got to decide. Yeah.
So I was super disappointed. But I'm also the person that's watching the game, and I hold out hope until the last second. And I'm like, well, that's all right. They're going to get the ball back, and they're going to have, 4 seconds? Pfft, plenty of time. Hail Mary. Here it comes. Or one of those, 38 lateral plays. I was like, they got this.
Yeah, this is the team, granted different coaching staff, from the Philly Special 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? The wacky, wind them up, throw goofy play calls at the other team.
I was confident. Yeah. I was confident till the last second, till I saw Hurts step back and throw that ball and it come up about 15 yards too short. And I thought, maybe there's a penalty.
Right.
What's going on? And then I just sit there and I watch, even with confetti falling and the Chiefs on the field celebrating, I'm still like, they're going to replay it. There's going to be a review. Something's going to happen. And then that didn't happen. And I said, well, time to go to bed. Turn the TV off. I went right upstairs and went to bed.
When do you think, and maybe let me shoot him a text while we're talking about it here. Mm-hmm. When do you think Brother Mike finally fell asleep Super Bowl night? Because you guys couldn't be more polar opposite in this regard, that obviously that stuck with him because he was sending very curse-filled text messages seconds after the call.
I assume he is still standing in front of the TV with no doubt a Randall Cunningham jersey on, with a Miller Lite in his hands, but palms to the sky. What? I don't think he's left that spot yet.
Right. He's been there. Dejected.
He's been there for 6 days.
It's fantastic game, fun to watch. Yeah, I wasn't rooting for either outside of just gambling success. Mm-hmm. So it didn't fully matter to me who won or lost. Just cared about everybody having fun out there. And, of course, shaking hands, patting backs.
Yeah.
And
having a good time.
Everybody going home to their families.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Mike's text back that he fell asleep at midnight. Which
the game ended, around 10:30 probably?
Yeah, so you figure an hour cool down, right, from the emotional highs and lows of the end of that game.
I don't think there was much cooling down for him. I think he probably just went to bed livid.
And then just sat there, in bed,
probably
staring at the ceiling, arms folded, mumbling. So Carla's no doubt rolling over every few minutes going, everything okay?
Yeah.
Thinking something's wrong. Bradbury, Carl Cheffers, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holding. 450 plays he hasn't called in on defensive holding. And then the same conversation you and Annette had.
Sure.
Fruit basket or dog of poop to James Bradbury's door.
Yeah, the only interest Annette had in that game was, again, she was down here in Cricket Corner. I was upstairs. She sent me a text saying, did the game end yet? Yeah. I said, no. And this was when it was tied. It was 35-35 with 2 minutes left or something. I was like, no, it's a real good game. It's 35-35. And she said, oh, cool. And then 10 minutes later, I sent her a text, again, from upstairs to downstairs saying, going to bed. And she just said, good night.
Didn't even ask who won.
Didn't even ask who won. I don't think she knew until I got home from work the next day.
Wow.
Who had won.
It's such a strange...
man, it was a great game last night. And she said, I think I saw something about, did the Eagles win? No, they didn't. Okay, what do you want to have for dinner? It was she could not even feign excitement. I don't blame her.
If you're not a sport fan...
If my level of fandom is where it is, hers is 30 levels below it. So I don't expect her to be like, oh, darn.
Right.
That sucks. What happened? Right. It was just like, oh, all right.
Has she ever even been to Philadelphia, right? It's not like there's a rooting interest outside of being married to you.
Probably not,
handcuffed to you. Being handcuffed to you and not caring about sports. Right. 2 items that it's not like it's making her go out and buy the biggest Eagles jersey she can find, right?
Right. Maybe I'll get birthday's in July. You think I should get her an Eagles jersey?
She would love an Eagles jersey. Now, me, I'm pretty much a resident. I've been there 2 or 3 times, so I had a rooting interest.
Yeah.
I'd never been to Kansas City, so I guess that does determine that I was a loser in this transaction as well. But
yeah, I have to ask.
Yeah.
I know you had some Benjamins on the game.
Oh, my God, Steve. It got out of hand.
There were texts going back and forth between you and my brother.
Yeah.
About like showing your spreadsheets with all the bets, all the different things that you had money on.
Yeah.
And through what services that money was being gambled through, like different apps and websites.
Yeah, maybe I need to send Brother Mike my tracker. His little rudimentary. You know, he could stand to use an upgrade. And I have a pretty impressive spreadsheet tracking system here. Pretty impressive.
Neat.
Yeah,
So I need to know. I would like to know how much, if you're comfortable,
sure,
how much total you had on the line, and then what your outcome was. Were you up? Were you down?
Yeah. The day as a whole, Steve. It doesn't bother me telling you. I don't care. It's just you and I here.
Yeah, just literally.
I had.
We see the stats.
On Sunday,
no one out there.
The big hoopla day, I had $1,136 in play.
Wow.
Which,
$1,136.
By far, the most I've ever had out in one day.
Okay. Now, is this all yours? Because I know some of your money is...
This is all mine.
Is shared, nope, like you have a shared account?
No more shared.
Nothing.
We are fully separated.
Okay.
In terms of gambling balances and how that all works. And
was that a heated thing?
No, we did. It's just we were going to share an account.
Was he screwing you over? Was he ripping you off?
No. Here's the thing, Steve, and you found this out last year. Yeah. The sign-up bonuses on these places.
Yeah.
It does not make sense to have a shared account. No.
They give you money.
So sign up separately. Well, then you're like, well, we'll sign up separately and recombine. Then you just never do. And here we are, separate accounts.
So there's no scandal at all?
Nope, nothing. We share bets continually. Him and I subscribe to the same.
You didn't screw him over in any way?
Not by my account. We follow the same sports analytic models that we subscribe to and pay for.
He had to have skimmed some money off the top, though. Nothing?
Yeah, there might be some points missing. So yes, $1,136.64 were in play.
$1,136. Okay, so for a lot of people, that's basically roughly a mortgage payment.
But to be fair to me, 70 of that was basketball.
Okay, how much did you? So you had 1,000.
It was about 1,066
on the BHD,
the
big hoopla, down in Arizona.
So as a whole,
well,
I should say this for just the Super Bowl and just my Super Bowl betting,
the BHD,
just BHD betting. After $1,066 being invested, I finished down $3.17.
Did you really?
Which is the most defeating result of all time.
Seriously.
I'm actually more offended that it wasn't a massive down day.
Right.
Because at that point, it's all and it's not, I'm not acting like it's taken a bunch of time. A lot of these things are boosts that are, hey, we're boosting the odds on these that you just bet on Monday the week before.
Yeah.
So it's not like on Super Bowl Sunday or BHD a day, I am spending hours researching and making all these plays.
Right.
I had 37 bets on the big game, and I finished down $3.17, which is insulting.
Yeah, that it doesn't seem it's not worth anything.
And the main cause of that was not cause, but I had a lot of money out on Patrick Mahomes' passing yards.
Okay.
Which, the way the Eagles played the game, which was a fantastically smart way to play against the Kansas City Chiefs, was to control the football, not let Patrick Mahomes beat you by giving it to him 3 times a quarter. I believe in the first half, the time of possession was something insane, like 22 minutes to 8.
Yeah.
So Mahomes did not get near even a bottom rung yardage of 200. He finished at 182 or something like that. So all of these bets that I had, with that thrown in to make the bet a little better, all lost late in the game. Okay. So down $3, big day. We are in serious danger of this being the first month in 10 months of tracking of being negative.
You got to find some cricket matches or something.
I have been betting the NHL like a madman.
The NHL.
And I am currently... The worst was the day after the Super Bowl. I was down...
BHD.
Sorry. God dang it. It's so hard.
We're going to get tagged. We're going to get flagged.
You know, I'm not in radio. You know, I don't have to do the... You guys know the big thing going on this Sunday. You want to win a...
Can't even say Sunday.
Yeah.
The day after Saturday.
Want to win a 40-inch, RCA TV on loan? Which I'm assuming is what radio station giveaways are down to. You guys just ripping an old monitor off of a wall in an old studio not used.
It's like the old CRT computer, CRT monitor.
You just need to be caller, 11 and pick it up at the office. Actually, we'll just put it on the curb. So, BHD a day was... I decided that was going to be the day that was going to determine my month, being I was down quite a bit.
Okay.
So I thought this is either going to save it or sink it to the point of no recognition. And it did not, in fact, save it. So we're battling.
Okay.
Thank you for asking, though. My next goal, by the way, and I'm going to start pushing this. Not now. I think it's too early now. So I'll use you for guidance here on when I should bring it back up. I want to go to an Eagles game with Brother Mike.
Okay.
So I think right now there's too much time, right? It's February, the first home game, which I don't want to go to the first one. No. I don't want to go to a huge. I just want to spend a day.
I feel like you need to go to a game to get the true feel of going to an Eagles game. I don't know. Or any football game. I feel like that's not the first half of the season, and it's not anywhere warm. It's got to be second half of the season when it's a cold day in Philadelphia. You got to be out in the parking lot.
Just really the conditions you would expect when you think of a Philadelphia tailgate and game.
Yeah. Like, I'm not talking a game in Tampa Bay.
Right.
When it's 86 degrees.
Yeah, and I'm not traveling to an away game either. No, it's got to be in Philly.
You got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I want to boo or throw, rocks at Santa or whatever they did that year.
Yep.
Or
they shot him, actually. They killed Santa.
Or maybe they've got, some form of a pilgrim and a Native American shaking hands near Thanksgiving and, I whip bottles of pee at them or something. I don't know. No offense, Philly fans.
Right, yeah.
Your reputation precedes you.
That is literally the least offensive thing anyone has ever said about an Eagles fan. They're not worried about that.
So when do you think? Should it be May, June, July? Should I start bringing it up? Is that too late?
Well, you brought it up to him.
Yeah.
And he kind of skipped right past, glossed over it.
Dead silence.
Yeah.
Dead silence. What do you think if you said, hey, could you yourself...
Right.
Do you think you could bring me to one of those games next year?
Maybe me and you get tickets.
Yeah. One row in front of him.
Don't acknowledge him.
Get in, sit down, just turn back and say, sorry, guys, and sit down, right?
Mind if we stand the whole game?
I've got some real borderline racist chants to make towards some of these, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'd make the trip.
I think that's got to be on my list of something I want to get to and want to see.
I'm sure Bob would go too.
Yeah. I think we could make it a full Philly trip. And, maybe a little late night trip over to Pat's and Gino's.
Mm-hmm. Of course. Got to do it.
Maybe stop by, knock on Uncle Gussie's door.
Yeah. Punch someone in the face.
So there is no way, if you and I go to Philly for an Eagles game,
that someone's not getting punched.
So even if it's one of us, more than likely than not, one of us is getting punched. But that it has to be, it can't even be like an angry punch. Like one of us is going to get punched, stand up, smile, and high five, and say, "I'm here now. I'm a member."
Like I deserve that.
It's like when you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you have to get thrown through a table,
or lit on fire, or something.
or like squirted ketchup on something insane, right?
Right.
This, to be initiated into the Eagles crew, you have to be punched in the face.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think that's all fair.
Perfect. I'd love to make that happen. I'd kill to go to an Eagles, and I don't like live sports anymore. It's just not as good. The experience is nowhere near what you would get at home. Obviously, I'm stating the obvious there, but me peering at a jumbotron in 24-degree weather to see if a call is good or not, is nothing compared to the comfort of my own home, my own toilet, and being able to see the blades of grass.
All the food you want.
I know.
I got cheesesteaks last week for the Super Bowl, for the BHD.
Yeah.
Shockingly good.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, did you go...
From a chain place around here.
Now, I think I asked you maybe off podcast, but what did you go? Did you go just regular provolone? Did they have whiz? I can't imagine they have whiz, right?
I believe that. No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't whiz. I'm pretty sure it was American, like a white American.
Because what to you is a legitimate, authentic, original Philly cheesesteak
that I would eat, or what do I?
What do you consider?
What do I consider?
Not restaurant, but the ingredients.
Right. I think that if you go up and you just say one, please, you're getting obviously the beef, the Amoroso roll, which is the brand of roll, the fried onions, like chopped and fried onions, and Cheese Whiz.
Yes. So here, what you're getting, well, anywhere other than that, pretty much, they're not keeping the melted Cheese Whiz at chain places. So that's going to be the one ingredient that you're not going to find most places.
Yeah.
And two, the brand of bread is always going to be different.
Yeah, but I was shocked. This place locally it was really good bread. I get mine without onions. I'm not an
onion guy.
I like the flavor of onions, but I just don't like the sliminess of an onion. If they're minced, almost invisible minced, I'll eat that all day.
Okay.
But no one ever does them that much.
No.
I just don't like the sliminess of the onions, but I love the flavor of it. So yeah, I'll usually get it whiz without, which is how
whiz without.
Yep. Whiz without, which is how I would, or cheese without. Like if you go to Pat's and you say cheese without, you're getting Cheese Whiz without onions.
Yep.
Oh man, they have some pizza fries too. We used to get
at Pat's?
At Pat's, yeah. Bob and I would always refer to it as our Pat's value meal. And we go there and we get our cheesesteak. It's just like a cup that basically they just dump like spaghetti sauce in there and stuff fries in. Oh, so good.
That is
so damn good.
Man, the things that we could eat back then. If you had pizza fries along with your chain restaurant cheesesteak on Sunday,
I'd still have heartburn.
I was going to say, you would still be struggling.
It was bad enough. I mean, just the cheesesteak, I was like, oh boy. As I'm eating it, I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten. And then within 10 minutes of finishing it, that was the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life. Because I ordered, let's see, they had one that was like the big one. Mm-hmm. It's like a 15-inch roll.
Yeah.
And then Annette wanted one too, but she was like, no, I'll just get...
I was eat a whole thing, maybe.
I was trying to figure out what the best... Because obviously Evelyn's going to eat some, and Nikki's eating solid foods now. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get one big one, and then one like standard size one, an 8 or 10-inch one. So I got hers, the shorter one, how she wanted it. She ate that. And then I had the bigger one, which I cut in half. I ate half, and then the other half, I cut it into small pieces.
Gotcha.
Evelyn ate some of it. Nikki ate some of it. Well, I mean, they're not going to eat the entire half.
Right.
So I got done with my entire half, and there was still at least half of their half left.
You did not.
And I was like, you want some more? Talking to Evelyn. No. Annette, you want some more? No, I'm good. Oh. I mean, I guess I could put this in the fridge and have it for...
Oh, Steve, you did not.
Have it for lunch tomorrow. It never tastes as good the second day. May as well just polish this off right now.
You did, and you don't do that. You're not Mr. Overeat.
No.
I think it's an age thing though, too.
Yeah.
Because I have changed the last, in lieu of exercise, because no thank you.
Yuck.
My goal is to simply not eat as much.
Yeah.
Because that is...
It's so easy to do, though.
I know, but that is something that comes with age, is that
But it gives you such that instant satisfaction. Nothing makes me happier than eating something that tastes good.
I used to be able to. I shouldn't put words in your mouth or feelings in your stomach. Just eat until, even if there's like 4 bites left and you're like, oh, well, I'm not going to waste it. Mm-hmm. And just until you hurt.
Yeah.
Like, you did not feel good. But that feeling in your teens and 20s would go away minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
But now, that's ruining your Monday. Yeah. That's ruining your next few days, similar to too much alcohol.
Yep. Yeah.
So my goal is, hey, instead of having half of this pizza we bought, why not just have like 2 slices, drink some water, take a walk away from the table for a little bit, and, give it up.
Yeah.
Come back and say, I'm going to have a treat for myself later. Mm-hmm. An ice cream cone, maybe some popcorn. That is it's the hardest thing. It was the hardest thing for me to learn because, again, hell, this food. I have to eat it all.
Yeah. Why would I let it go to waste?
Man.
Yeah. It was good though. It was good.
Well, apologies to you and your Eagles brethren and sisters.
Oh, that's still very
stage 1 still
very sad. Yeah.
Okay. If you can save the anger stage till like next week on the podcast,
is that next?
That is, yeah. You're still denial and then anger, yeah. And the last 3, I got to be honest with you.
It's bargaining, something, and acceptance.
Those aren't good for the podcast. We'll just get you through the first 2.
Anger, bargaining.
Denial, anger, bargaining, depression.
Oh, so I'm not even depressed yet.
I gotta tell you, those last 3, not good tent. So we're just gonna get the first 2 here, on the podcast, and then I'm gonna let you deal with the last 3, privately
on my own.
Yeah. And trust me, during your depression phase, please leave me out of it.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what they tell you.
Yeah. It's to ignore your friends and family when they're having.
When they're going through a crisis. Just let them figure it out on their own.
So you're a grown adult, go look at your dog or your kids or something. I don't know, whatever makes you happy. What do you want me to tell you? I need to put you on the spot, Steve, before we get out of here.
All right.
And this is partly for me and partly for our dear friend, the town drunk, Rusty. I need to ask you where we're at.
Okay.
The big hoopla is done with. Mm-hmm. You're back in a regular schedule after having what feels like a month off of work down in the trenches.
Yeah.
You're able to finally scrape the calluses off your hands and your feet and realize what a normal work day feels like, or what a normal life feels like without all that trench work that you do.
Look, when you're down in the trenches like I am on a daily basis, you're just digging and digging. And you're digging because the man just keeps telling you to keep digging.
Right. And
you don't know what the goal is. You don't know what you're digging for, where you're digging to. You're just digging. It's tough.
And if there's one thing that you work for, my God, do we all know? It's the man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big broadcasting, big microphone.
Yeah, Big Mike. Call him.
Steve worked for Big Mike, and he's out there doing Big Mike's bidding.
Yep.
Shutting down Johnny the Ducks and Lisa's the country over.
Yeah. Sorry, Johnny.
But where are you now that you're back in a regular-ish routine? And I haven't asked you about the Comanche in a while, and there's good reason for that because I don't care.
Look, I got a big video dropping later today.
Hey, check
Comanche.
out the Jeep account. I'll ask you in coming weeks. I neglected. I wanted to ask you weeks ago if you have any home projects you want to get done this year. We haven't had a chance to talk about that. Mm-hmm. I do need to get a Comanche-ish update because I think we're probably coming up on the time where if we want to do the solstice-themed Memorial Day parade float,
right?
I'm guessing we'll need entry in that relatively soon. I think that should be
good news. The truck's ready.
Does it? Another time I'll ask you. I don't want to get into it today. I need to ask you though for Rusty and I. Mm-hmm. Is there a plan in place? Can I get you locked down to watch Marvel's The Eternals And I bring this up because we are recording this on the Saturday of the opening weekend of Ant-Man 3.
Oh, yeah.
Which you are a noted Ant-Man fan.
I am.
You really enjoyed the first two movies, which I enjoyed them as well.
So it was Ant-Man and then Ant-Man and
the Wasp. And this is Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantumania. Yes. So
I heard that the reviews are not great.
Very middling. Very middling. This phase of the Marvel Universe is... So I shouldn't say struggling because they're still making billions of dollars.
Is this the first of Phase 5?
No, this is middle of the road of Phase 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Thor, Love, and Thunder.
Oh, that was Phase 5.
Okay. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse Madness was...
I like Doctor Strange, too.
That was Phase 5 as well.
Okay.
So, I need to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to get you there...
Yeah.
We got to get you through the Eternals.
Yeah. Which...
and Rusty and I have been hard pitching for weeks now.
I've noticed every now and then, because I don't know if we talked about this, but there's a group text between me, you, and Rusty the Town Drunk. You guys are, I would say, Marvel's biggest cheerleaders.
Huge fans. We talk comic books. We talk comic book movies. He listens to... There's a whole burgeoning universe of DC podcasts on Spotify that he listens to, that we have listened to. So, yes, massive fan.
Big fans. And you've been, as far as I know, hard selling me on the upcoming movies, the shows that I haven't watched. Yeah. So much so that I had to turn off notifications.
Which is very rude.
For the group text. But I will check in from time to time. And it's turned from you saying, hey, you should watch this movie, or did you see that, trailer for the blah, 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 to now you guys are like an infomercial.
No. Steve, we're just two guys trying to get you to enjoy. We're just trying to get you to enjoy what Muhammad Walid Nomani says definitely has to be one of the most beautiful Marvel movies, and make a sequel, please. The Eternals. We're just trying to get you to enjoy what Michael Blackman of BuzzFeed News says pushes the MCU into promising new territory. It feels like an amalgam of what Marvel does best. Splendidly chaotic fight scenes, dazzling special effects, and stories that speak to who we are as human beings. The Eternals!
Okay, so this is the Eternals still.
It's a perfect time, Steve, for you to watch what Joseph Garcia of the Dynamic Duel podcast says. We've seen lots of heroes fight for revenge, duty, honor, glory, or adventure, but rarely love, which is a prime motivating force for all of us. The Eternals!
Yeah, I'll check in on that text from time to time, and I'll say, okay, well, they're still going at it.
There was one time we pitched for Disney Plus.
You did.
Like a full pitch.
Yeah, I saw the, yes, I heard I can get that on my mobile device. Do you have any more information? Why, yes, I do.
The movie with Emmy Award-winning actors Richard Madden and Kit Harington, and Emmy Award-winning composer Ramin Djawadi. The Eternals! I need to get you through the Eternals so we can get you on to Phase 5 and back to what you... Because I'm not saying secluded, but new characters, Shang-Chi, the Eternals...
Which I liked. Yeah, I liked Shang-Chi.
But you've gone through 18 to 20 movies, however many you've gone through now.
Oh, it's like 25, isn't it? I thought it was...
You're a little bit shy of that.
Really?
I believe you are...
I thought there were like 32 total or something.
I think we're over 30 now. But you might be right. I forget what the last one, what the number of the last one you read was, or the last one you reviewed was. But I know for a fact you will enjoy the newer ones because it's going to feel more familiar to you. Because while they're moving on from characters, you need to get, they need to introduce the new blood into the universe. Mm-hmm. So we are in a phase now where we are a year or two away from the Fantastic Four and the X-Men coming in. We're seeing the Guardians of the Galaxy go away here in the next few months. It's a big year for Marvel, Steve. And as of now, you are still behind and now falling further behind. Again, the plan for this,
I don't think we need to go over these.
Was
dates.
for you and I to be watching in theaters after its release, Thor: Love and Thunder.
And when that comes out in a couple weeks?
That came out last July.
Ooh, just missed it.
So since then...
I think that's where I was confused. I thought it was this July. Thought I had a year.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
My mistake, huh?
Yeah, I think if you went back and listened to it, you told me that. So, nice job.
I guess I can only apologize. Can I get you on paper? To give me a time frame on when you can have the Eternals watched by... Now, again, pull up your calendar. By last account, I don't think you have any radio station trips.
I don't.
Until April, correct?
Yes. Yeah, I'm not on the road until April. But that kind of works against me, though, because those trips, those flights, hour and a half, 2-hour flights, it's always like the perfect amount of time. Let me see. Steve's movie reviews. Where am I?
Yeah, sorry, I can't even pull open the sheet.
I did 25 of them.
Okay.
Shang-Chi was the 25th. I have Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
And as of yesterday, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And in 3 months, I believe, in May, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Then in 9 months, The Marvels, which is essentially Captain Marvel 2.
So by May, Guardians Volume 3 in theaters.
Oh, no, boy.
You're asking me for...
Listen, I have given up hope to the point where I'm just asking you today.
Right, to say something.
For the Eternals. That's it.
Eternals by next week? Is that what you're asking for?
Not even putting... I'm asking you for a date. We have gone from July 19th, you reviewed Spider-Man Far From Home. July 26th, you reviewed Black Widow. January 7th, you reviewed Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Let me look. Where are we?
So my hope is that we don't have another...
Okay, let's see.
5.5 months to
watch.
Well,
Monday's President's Day, so obviously I can't do it then.
You're watching Steven Spielberg's Lincoln that day?
Tuesday, Lola and Toby have a vet appointment. That's going to be an all-day thing. I mean, Wednesday's Ash Wednesday. I got to go get a dirty forehead. Thursday, Evelyn's got her first dentist appointment.
So is it Fat Tuesday is Tuesday as well then?
Friday is, got a lot going on. It's my friend's 42nd birthday, so I'll have to shoot him a text or something.
Important to...
Got a remote at a taco place.
What day is that?
Friday. You want to come out?
What's the distance?
Probably get you some free tacos.
What's the distance from our area?
Probably 20 minutes.
No, God, no. 20 minutes for food.
Free taco lunch.
Lunch?
Yeah. It's
like
an 11,
during the day?
It's an 11 to 1 remote.
A lot of us have normal work schedules, Steve. That is simply not going to
Really,
fly.
tell me more about your normal work schedule. Where you have
to be clear,
where
on
you
Friday,
have a television next to you where you watch movies.
There's no evidence of that.
Tell me more about your work.
So to be clear, you're going to be paid Friday, which is whatever, standard payday. Be done with the radio show. You guys hit the button at 9:54 still in the Eastern time.
Well, I mean, we got the... actually, no, the show goes right up until about 59 now.
Ooh,
and then there's the local segment. So
still do that?
Yeah, still do the... Well, look, there's a lot going on in this bustling metropolis we got to talk about.
But even still...
So usually by 10:10...
You're kicking the door open.
Yeah.
By 12:30, you're going to have a second paycheck for that day from your second endeavor.
Yeah.
While most people are still going to be, grinding away for the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what they call moonlighting.
Hustling.
Getting paid while getting paid.
Well, you're a step away from just, doing some of Annette's whatever handiwork has to be done while you're at the remote to really tripling up that dough.
So what we're saying is that this next week, it's just... Actually, I don't know how I forgot about this. Monday, along with being President's Day, is also VIP Donut Day at Evelyn's school.
Is that some obligation for you, or...?
It's VIP Donut Day.
Of course. I apologize for the follow-up. I sounded really stupid.
Idiot.
So, it sounds like this week...
I think I could squeeze this movie in by the end of February.
2 weeks.
Well, 10 days.
10 days. Week and a half from today. You're telling me,
but
maybe not next
the
week.
Following week, though.
Oh, my God.
I have a commitment on Monday. The carpet people are coming out on Tuesday to restretch the carpet in Evelyn's room because it's got a little wave in it.
Wish I had control of the...
Annette's got to go to the dentist.
Of the mixer
and then the doctor the next day. You believe that?
Be fading this whole thing.
The dentist and the doctor.
That's back to back?
Yeah, in one day.
I
can't believe that. On Thursday after that, we have... What?
I can't take it. I can't take it. This is the most mundane schedule I've ever heard in my life.
And then your birthday is coming up.
Oh, thank you. Can't be said enough.
I didn't say happy birthday.
What?
I just said that...
You just acknowledged a date?
It was
coming
it's
up?
like the Dwight Schrute, it is your birthday.
That's right.
I'll tell you what. As a birthday present to you...
Wow.
By your birthday, which is roughly 15 days from now...
So you've already expanded your very own timeline.
I don't know what you're talking about. By the time we record the podcast that comes out on March 7th... So we'll record that on either the 4th or the 5th. Mm-hmm. I will have watched, possibly, Marvel's The Eternals.
So my birthday gift is you watching a movie on Disney Plus at some point.
I know.
Over a 15-day span. Okay.
You're welcome.
Just wanted to be clear. I am thrilled you did clarify. Wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say in advance.
You're welcome.
Of maybe.
You're welcome. This is, by the way, apologies to Robert. Just lost him a couple minutes ago.
Okay, so stay tuned. Hopefully in 15 days, you're going to get a Marvel movie review.
Well, I mean, 15 from the time. Yeah, roughly. Possibly.
Lucky you.
Again, I can go over the schedule again.
No, I mean...
A lot going on.
Dear God, I can't think of one thing I want less.
Got the taco remote. Got a conference call 2 Wednesdays from now.
If you'd like to add to the sticker wall, the P.O. Box address is right in the notes of this podcast.
Oh, have we had anyone else RSVP for our night before the side gig night show?
I haven't looked. I think you and I, our next step, Steve, needs to be, we just need to pick one of the two places and put it on there as a location.
You think that's what's holding people up?
No, but I do think it would make it more final rather than just say, almost like Cure for the Cure.
Okay.
Hey, we're putting in a placeholder.
Okay.
We'll get to it later. We need to pick one of those and go from there.
We're going to do that any day now. As soon as I watch Eternals, we're going to pick...
Sometime in March, we're going to have a location for this.
Is the Town Drunk going to come out to that event?
I hope so. I think we put the call out to all of the personal friends, fans of the show, friends of the show.
Is he a good singer? Singist?
I bet you he's got a nice set of pipes.
He does.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's a real Disney song guy.
Oh, definitely.
Because of the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we're likely, if we can get Rusty out there, I think we're likely to get some Moana.
Ooh.
But maybe more likely to get some of the old school Disney.
Yeah, some like Little Mermaid or something.
Aladdin, Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that
Even
is
going back into the 50s when all the songs were racist.
Rusty, no! I
can't believe they have that as one of the selections.
What was the song they removed from one of the Disney rides because it had some reference to the antebellum South, I think?
Oh, yeah. Forget which one that was.
Either way.
But anyway, get to RSVP to that event. That's on Facebook at Steve and Kyle.
Yes, I am trying to find it right now. I was going to bump it up. But yes, we will pick a location by next week. But again, that is the night before the Grand Rapids Side Gig Show live at night, which makes this Friday, April 7th, I believe, correct,
yes,
Steve?
It is.
Friday, April 7th. We're going to be at a local karaoke joint. Come on out, have a few drinks and a meal, sing some songs with us, have fun. We don't do this very often, so I am looking forward to doing it and having people out.
All right, RSVP now. Talk to you next week. See ya.